January 5, 1943, south of Guadalcanal. The Pacific looked deceptively calm, a blue sheet of glass broken only by the gentle roll of the USS Helena as the crew finally eased out of the tension that comes after firing real shells at real enemies. The morning sun pushed aside the last ribbon of haze, revealing a sky so clear it felt like a warning, not a blessing. Lieutenant Red Cochran stood near his gun crew, still smelling the acrid bite of cordite on their uniforms. For a few precious minutes, the ship felt like a safe island in a dangerous world. Then the lookout's voice cracked the calm in half. 4 dark specks materialized in the glare of the rising sun, growing, sharpening, diving. Japanese Val dive bombers, coming in fast, riding sunlight like arrows. The sailors barely had time to shout warnings before the sky turned into a swirl of engines, screaming metal, and survival instinct. Within 90 seconds, it was over. One bomb struck the New Zealand cruiser Achilles, sending up a sickening plume of fire. The other 3 planes skimmed away at sea level, racing across the surface like stones skipped by a vengeful hand. No ship chased planes this far out. The doctrine was clear. At that distance, your guns were loud prayers, nothing more. But this time, the Helena was not following doctrine. A man on deck had crossed an entire ocean for the privilege of breaking it. Commander Deke Parsons stepped forward, a calm presence in a moment built of adrenaline. He carried no weapon, no armor, nothing but authority, and a secret. "Lieutenant Cochran," he said quietly, "authorization to use the special ammunition." Every gunner froze. Those were the shells loaded under the cover of darkness weeks earlier, guarded like treasure, whispered about like superstition. Spooky shells, they called them, because if you held one close, you could hear a faint electric hum, like the heartbeat of something alive inside. No one knew what they did, only that they were not ordinary. Cochran barked orders. The shells slid into the breach. The first round thundered out and fell short. The second round chased the fleeing bomber, cutting through the air with an unnatural sharpness. It detonated mid-air. Not on impact. Not after a timer delay. It exploded in open sky, exactly where the bomber happened to be flying. The blast ripped metal and canvas apart. The valve twisted, rolled, and slammed into the ocean in a burst of flame. The gun crew stood silent. No cheers. No disbelief. Just shock. They had just watched a shell think. A weapon detonate as if it had eyes of its own. None of them could know it yet, but that single unnatural detonation had just opened the door to a revolution in warfare. One that would quietly tilt the Pacific in America's favor. The world had witnessed its first combat use of a proximity fuze. And war would never be the same.